friend. Hi, friends. Welcome to Mic'd Up with Mike, where we talk about things, all of the things, most of the things, hopefully the appropriate things. Today's topic is freestyling designs. We're going to touch on 3 subsections of it to hopefully help you understand a little bit better, or at least on how I come up with it and my brain process on it. Most of my clients do freestyle designs, and let me talk to you about how I come up with those designs. A client that's already like a regular client that I've already done their nails multiple times, it's pretty easy. But when it's like a new client who comes through to sit down and I've never done her nails before at all, it can be a little bit more difficult. But when you provide the service like a freestyle design or freestyle set in general, you should always have things that you want to try. I always say research is like the number one thing. I think all nail techs should always be looking up new designs, new techniques, practicing, studying all of the works, because you could always learn. Number one thing about being a nail tech, the industry is always changing. There's always a new trend, and there's always something to learn. Instead of doom scrolling on TikTok to watch various memes like I do every night, I do tend to scroll on Instagram, Facebook, and specifically look up nail videos on TikTok. Find all of these things, these new things, to figure out what the trends are, what's popular, or to help develop new techniques in general so that I'm ready for that new client or the loyal clients, not old, loyal clients who come frequently that I know want the freestyle in general. Just like any regular consultation that you would have with a client, new or regular, I think that you should always have it every single time because you want to be on the same page as the clients. Um, Loyal, if you see the girl every 8 days, you see the girl every 8 days and you ask them what their plans are on their nails, how they treated them in general. You can process what they're feeling, you're feeling, and you can combine the ideas together as well. Sometimes we like to surprise our clients with not telling them the designs at all because I do that all the time. Some of them come through and they go, "Oh, I don't know what I want." And I said, "If you don't know what you want, then you're not going to know what you're going to get." And those ones are when you build the rapport just a little bit better. Get more into processing how I come up with the design. My first question always is, what colors do we not like? And what colors do we do like? Because my number one thing, I do not like the color purple, and I will not put the color purple on a client unless they request it. I don't know what it is. I can do purple designs. It's just not something I automatically choose. It's not one of my colors. But let's make up a client and call her Poppy. Poppy has sat down on our station and told us that she does not like the color orange, but she likes all the other colors. She can't have glitter due to work. We're working with a short base. First thought in my process is always orange. For some reason, as soon as someone tells me they don't like a color, I come up with a set with the color they don't like. That's just the way my brain processes. But we could always alternate the colors at the end of the result. The next thing I think about is techniques. Different styles of nails that are showing up, meaning blooming, airbrush, cat eye, geometric lines, all of the works. Texture is always on my mind. Texture, 3D flowers, charms, all of it. And then I hop over to the good old friend Pinterest. Who doesn't love a good Pinterest? To doom scroll for like 10 seconds so that I can figure out if there's something else that that I can't remember. If I don't already have something in mind, like something saved on my Instagram or something on my TikTok that I've been wanting to replicate, that I could always switch into the colors that the client is preferring or the length and stuff like that as well. The top of my head, the first thing I think of is the colors that we do have. I know that Nails by Dev just dropped a bunch of new colors and we did get them. So I will definitely always be reaching for those because who doesn't love a good new color? And we are in January. So it's usually winter designs and they always lead for blue. But there's only so much blue someone can do. So I think I'll probably switch it over to either green or white. But honestly, we're really into chrome right now. While I think and ponder, we should always be setting up the client's nails anyways. We should start prepping, we should start getting the fill in. If it's a full set, we put the tips on and get to pushing. While you process the whole set in general, by the time that you get to the nail art design, you'll come up with something. If the person wanted all acrylic based, then you're kind of screwed because you got to come up with it quick. If it's usually a new client, I will tell them what I'm doing. And if it's someone regularly, like I said before, they don't get to find out till it's done. And they usually always love it. So right now, popularized is definitely this. People are starting Valentine's sets so they can get as many of those as possible. But we're loving cat eyes in general with a jelly on top of it. So multi-layered gel art, polka dots, hearts, and bows are what's going around. Texture's always a thing. 3D flowers are always a thing. And 10-finger designs are always a thing. Love a 10-finger design. We could always just go with my absolute favorite. I don't know, Poppy, that took forever to figure it out. But yet again, you wouldn't know that because inside of my head, I'm thinking about this, but I talk it out loud because, we're mic'd up with Mike. Inside of my head, I'm still just doing her nails. So I'm thinking to tie in with this winter, January, February, Valentine's Day concept. I still want to stick with green because green's my favorite color. I don't put it a lot on my clients, but we can't have glitter. So I'm thinking we do Evergreen by Nails by Dev, which is like a deep, darker, foresty green. Airbrush auroras in different sections of all her fingers. And then you can never go wrong with the mid-century evening star. In white or in black. If they like it darker tones, if their personality is alternative, then we'll go with black. And then we can always do white. And I know nail techs nowadays will throw chrome over everything and just make it gold. But right before you put that chrome on, can't you just take a second to look at the nail and go, wow, this black design on this nail looks so beautiful. Why don't we just leave it like that? And most of the time, that's what the clients want. We don't have to do chrome isolation if we don't need to do chrome isolation. It is fun to look at. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of steps, but it is fun. Then I think I would add the thinnest lines of texture on the sides and like where your matrix is and your free edges. Those are a lot of strong words, but I'll most likely post a picture of what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so then we can go into the subsection, right? Because Poppy already has her design and Poppy's getting her thing. Like, I think that with the way my brain was working during the conversation I was having with Poppy about her job and her life, and Poppy's a princess, and Poppy might be a troll from Trolls, but that's okay. We love Poppy. Or mic'd up with Mike. We love Poppy the troll. Anyways, she's getting green nails because she's pink, and pink and green go together perfectly. And now I'm doing a darker green instead of a neon, but we can always do a neon. What's a magic mint would be a good one. Magic mint from Nails by Day would also be a good green. Okay, so if we can go bright, we can go dark. A lot of clients are going darker because it is winter. How do you get clients that want freestyle? And the one thing about us in our salon is that we do sometimes post the simple sets because we do love a simple set, but we do some crazy work and we like to post the crazy work. And we categorize that as freestyle because the client didn't come up with it, or they gave us an inspiration and we flipped, twisted it, and reversed it. Because it's fun. Who wants to do copy paste when you can do so many other fun things with everything? Someone posting on social media in general, and we do all the crazy, kooky, fun nail stuff, the clients would just assume it's freestyle, or they see all the crazy and they just know that they want the crazy with booking their appointments. And the way our booking site works, we do have basic and then we do have freestyle, but all the time is the exact same thing. The prices are different, but that's something that you would discuss with your client during their consultation anyways. Poppy did book for a basic and she did choose freestyle when it came to discussing everything with me, and understands that there's different price points between the two. It's not much, but it is a different price point, and we do have additions on all of the other fun jazz. But that's why the number one thing would be to do the consultation with the client in the first half. But when it comes to someone that you know in general, that you've had for a very long time, like the girl that comes every 8 days, she knows what she wants, she gets it. Or if she's freestyle like the rest of us, she just sits down and just starts yapping about her time or asking us about ours, and the designs just come to mind. But I always say that doing the research, looking at all the socials, all their Instagrams, all their TikToks, all their Facebook posts, all the socials, all the metas, um, reaching out to the community as well. Um, you saved a girl's Instagram picture, like it, comment that you loved it, can't wait to try it. You took the inspiration off someone else's page, tag them when you post them in yours so that they can see that they did hard work too and that they should also be appreciated. You want your gold star? Well, give the girl that inspired you their gold star. I think that helps the community out in general as well. I've definitely had some inspired sets and I've tagged the people in them. Some people have been inspired by our sets here and have tagged us in them. I think it's super cool. Into our third discussion discussion point, which is how will you charge for it. Um, the way that we do it here is, honestly, I think it's just an additional $10 charge. Um, our full sets start at 80. Freestyle full set will start at 90. Fill starts at 60. Our freestyle fill will be 70. It's an additional $10 charge, and most people will book for them, and it's automatically added. Or to the loyals, when you forget that they booked for a freestyle and you just did a design in general, it's just more or less like how you blend in with the things. Some days when you remember that you own a business and that you're supposed to be charging specific pricing, then you get there. But on other days, it happens. And then additional add-ons. So technically, Poppy said if she was getting a freestyle full set with all of the aurora and the mid-century stars and a little bit of texture, would round out to be, let's see, so it'd be 90 for the set. For the design, it would be a $15 charge because it's $15 for any gel design. So that brings us up to 110. And then post a little texture. So it depends on how much I apply on the client. I was going to say patient. on the client. I could either range between $3 to $6. If it's a lot, it's $6. If it's not that much, it's $3. But because we did apply it to all 10 fingers, it is $6. So there's a difference between that. So if it was like 1 or 2 fingers, $3, not much. But yeah. So her total comes out to $116. And you're gonna hope, because your nails are shorter, that you only finished it in an hour and a half. So that makes your margin, I don't know. If you're going hourly rate, 116 divided by 2 is 58. I hope. Someone do the math. So you're $58 an hour. Technically, you made that at even less because you did it in an hour and a half. Now you have a client who loves her design and who's coming back. And she's definitely coming back because she's a princess. She's Princess Poppy. Actually, is she a queen now? There's like 4 movies out. Is she a queen now? Princess Poppy, she's queen. She's a Queen Poppy. Queen Poppy. Or the green nails. And I definitely went with Magic Paint because I wanted in more neon colors. She is pink. I was getting too depressed with the winters apparently, and I wanted to go darker, but I do love an evergreen too. So, our final discussion point here is coming up with coming up with a freestyle design is ADHD people's favorite things. But it's a process that happens, hopefully, or at least I learned through working on the client's nails, like while doing them, doing their fill, doing their full set. That whole process, you got quite enough time to think. Or if you want to take a second and scroll through all of the pictures that you have originally saved or that you've been thinking about, or if the client already has like a portfolio of designs that you want to look through, and see all those techniques, you could always blend them together. If someone comes up to you with 3 nail sets and they say choose between them, they don't want you choosing between them. They want all 3 of them. That's why they can't pick. And you are able to blend designs that way. You just pick 1 or 2 fingers. Most sets already have like the same thing. So like you could recognize the common denominator between all of them, which is most likely the nails have a Frenchie on them because it's, 10 finger design. There's always a Frenchie somewhere. And there'll be texture. Most recently, I did a Valentine's Day set. She chose 3 different designs. The common denominators were bows, hearts, and polka dots. That's why I mentioned it earlier. Valentine's. Bows, hearts, and polka dots. the differential, we love math vocabulary. The difference between all 3 sets were the colors. They were all pink and red, but most of the designs led more red than pink, and my client loves pink, so we'll do pink. Well, Puppy also loves pink, but she is pink, so we chose green. Because green and pink look good together. Oh, and you don't have to make the nails symmetrical. And don't leave the thumbs out either, the poor thumbs. I always switch the alternative. If my pinky has stripes on it, then my thumb would have polka dots. And then vice versa on the other hand, my pinky would have polka dots and my thumb would have stripes. And then you can alternate the other fingers. If I've got 2 Frenchies on the ring and the pointer, these 2, yeah, the ring and the pointer. And then on the other one, the middle finger and the ring will flip their design. And then whatever's missing on the other hand gets done on the other hand. So it makes it an even balance. You gotta make sure all the designs are balanced. Always draw things out. I have plenty of drawn out designs to help, especially if someone has like 10 different sets and they want them all to go together. Your clients could draw out the design, you could draw out the design. They could send you all the pictures. You could come up with the concept. I call that collaboration when you and your client are sitting there for 20 minutes discussing each thing. But I also do love a good mood board to show me the aesthetic of how we're rolling. And that's also a really fun topic too. Um, mood boards are really fun, but that's also in the adaptation of when you do your studying and you find out all of these new techniques. It's taking the aesthetic from the pictures of the development, or finding a new technique of it. I think probably one of the harder things right now that I'm trying to duplicate is fabric. Fabric is probably one of the harder things to do on a nail. I mean, I think mom has perfected it. Not perfected it, but has worked on it really well. Probably perfected it. But fabric is a hard one. Maybe that's what I'll focus on this year. Different textures. Because I love texture. But creating different fabrics. I have denim down. I could do denim. I'm trying to get silk and satin. But I have to get the right material. Definitely. Well, that was mic'd up with Mike. I was just yapping for the last 30 minutes, and this is going to be such a fun edit. Listening to my voice over and over again. Comment down below anything that you want to talk about. It could be nails, it could be personal, it could be business, it could be literally anything, but appropriate. You want to talk about books? I'll talk about books all day, every day. I love a good book talk. Talk as in TOLK, not talk as in TikTok. But we will catch you on our next Mic'd Up with Mike. And this is the Mike. And this is Mike. Bye, friends. Catch you on the next one.